Well, this afternoon we're proposing to take you on 2 visits to the London Zoo and 2 to the seaside, Southend to be precise. From 3:30 until 4, Winfred Vaughan Thomas and Jennifer will be going round the zoo with the superintendent, Mr. Cansdale, whom you will have seen if you were looking in last night. And Mr. Cansdale is going to show them this afternoon some of the larger animals, by which I suppose he means the ones he can't get into the studio up here. And then between 5 and 5:30, we're going back to the zoo again when Winfred and Jennifer will be taking round our 2 children from France, Michel and René, and showing them some animals at the zoo, and I think Mr. Cansdale will be with them again. Well, now, as you may know, Southend has a carnival today, an enormous 4-mile-long procession which marks the beginning of 10 days of special festivities. So for the first quarter of an hour, between now and 3:15, we're going over to, between 3:15 and 3:30 rather, we're going over to Southend, and Brian Johnson is going to describe the scene as the people wait there for the procession to pass. It will actually be passing our television cameras between 4 and 5, so therefore after we've been to the zoo at 4 o'clock we shall go back to Southend to see it in its full glory. Good evening. Well, we're beginning this evening by giving half an hour for what I might perhaps call you bigger children who may have been at the office when we originally did Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island in the Children's Hour. So we're going to repeat it in 7 episodes, and the first episode will be this evening for the first half hour of our program. Then we've got Ethel Revenell and Sonny Hale in Summer Follies, and then at 9:30, Eric James, who is High Master of Manchester Grammar School, will be coming to the studio to talk to us in the series Speaking Personally, and at 9:45 there's a repeat of last night's newsreel. So now, if you're ready, here is episode 1 of Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. And next week we shall see how Squire Trelawney goes to Bristol to fit out a ship, and how Jim Hawkins meets Long John Silver. And now, before we go on with our program, I would just like to remind you that next Wednesday is the opening day of the National Radio Show at Earl's Court, and some of our programs will be coming from a television studio which has been specially built in the exhibition. You'll find full details of the programs and all about the exhibition in the Radio Times. And now, to continue, here is Report on Women, the first of 2 programs dealing with the place of women in the world today. And this one deals specifically with women who go out to work. At the end of the program, Dame Caroline Hazlitt, President of the International Federation of Business and Professional Women, and the only woman member of the Central Authority of the British Electricity Authority, will give her views on some of the problems raised in the program. We're starting off with a newsreel, and this will be followed by a quarter of an hour of songs from television shows, sung for you by Olga Gwynn and John Hanson. Then at 8:30 we present a repeat of the program which was first produced on May the 25th, Report on Women. And after that, at 9:15, Helga Mott will be in the studio to give a short recital of songs from Vienna. And finally, at about 9:35, Irene Manning will invite you to turn the pages of her diary with her in An American in England. Well, that's the program, and now let's start off with the newsreel.